All right, well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank everybody for coming today. I just want to do some brief introductions. Over the left there is Sheriff Bob Wolf, our District Attorney Tony Matalevich, Corporal Brad Slack. This is Mayor Josh Brocious, and this is Assistant District Attorney Julia Skinner. So we're here today so I can let everybody know in the public what's going on with the recent incidents we've had over the last year. I'm going to go over briefly what we've had going on, and then we'll proceed from there. Timeline that we have is from December of 2020. We had a robbery involving a male was assaulted and robbed with a handgun. In October of 2021, we had shots fired at a vehicle in a residence in the 500 block of North 6th Street. There were 5 victims. Defendant is Luis Antonio Alamo Rosa. In November 10th of 2021, we had a robbing investigation in the 400 block of Ray Street, where a male victim was robbed of U.S. currency at knife point. In December 17th of 2021, there was a terroristic threat of a local establishment, Rodney Stewart Jr. And in December 27th of 2021, we had a robbery investigation in the 800 block of Shorter Avenue, where a victim was robbed at gunpoint behind these, I guess it's the FNB bank now, I believe, which is a 17-year-old male who's been charged as an adult, Elijah Simpson. In January 3rd of 2022 this year, during another shooting incident in the 300 block of Packer Street, there was 2 victims shot, were hospitalized. Charged was a Yusuf McLaurin, and also charged during that investigation of possession with intent to deliver was a Kendall Dennison. Currently, we still have active warrants for Stanley Marshall. Last known address is in Philadelphia. Farrington Fitch, last known address is in the 400 block of Ray Street in the city here. Today we picked up Luis Antonio Alamo Rosa with the assistance of the U.S. Marshal Service. He was arraigned for the Magistrate District Judge Michael Toomey and placed in Northumberland County Jail for $200,000 bail. Hakeem Jefferson is still out. We still have a warrant out for him for a felon not to possess a firearm. Rodney Stewart Jr., who I mentioned earlier, from the Memorial Acres, charged with misdemeanor terroristic threats for the threat on the establishment earlier this year, or at the end of last year. We also, other investigation, we'll have further investigation with Yusuf McLaurin for the attempted homicide charges, possibly, and Kendall Dennison, again, he was charged with possession with the intent to deliver. Officers are continuing to investigate into the shooting in the 100 block of North 5th Street. Several rounds were fired at 3 victims in the block. Sunbury Police do have a person of interest in the shooting and are not able to release any information at this time on that individual. We're also continuing an investigation in the 100 block of Bainbridge Street. There was also another shooting that took place on the 7th of January where shots were fired into a home. Anyone with information on these 2 shootings are still urged to contact the Sunbury Police Department at 570-286-4584 or Northumberland County Communications Center at 570-988-4539. Callers will remain anonymous and information will be kept confidential. I'm bringing this attention to the public so they understand that we have been working diligently over the past year on these serious cases. Not only in Sunbury, but the surrounding areas are also fed up with the current rise in gun activity, and they're turning over every stone to try and get the criminals off the street. There have been a lot of man hours over the last several months spent on these investigations, and I can't thank my department enough, led by Sergeant Travis Bremingen and Corporal Bradley Slack. I hear a lot of comments out there that people are sick of the shootings and the violent crimes going on, and I can tell you, we are too. That is why we are prioritizing these incidents over other incidents to the top of our list, and we have more investigating to do and arrests to be made. People also say, do we need to be concerned? I say be concerned and be aware of your surroundings, and if you have any information, please call. The public has helped a lot during these investigations. A lot of these investigations would not have been solved if it wouldn't have been for home surveillance systems that played a big part in several of our shootings we've had so far this year. I also need to thank a lot of our surrounding departments and agencies. The Northumberland Police Department, the Point Township Police Department, Shamokin Dam Police Department, the Selinsgrove Police Department, the Pennsylvania State Police in Stonington and their FSU unit out of Montoursville, the United States Marshal Service, Northumberland County Sheriff's Office, the Northumberland County Adult Probation, the District Attorney Tony Matalevich and his staff. I'd also like to thank our mayor and the city council for their continued support and tools that they're giving us to get the job done. I don't think a lot of people realize that some of these calls come in late at night. We're getting called out 1, 2, 3 in the morning. Not only are we getting called out, but DA Tony Matalevich, his staff, we're calling them constantly in the hours. I have to make sure the city officials are kept up to par on things. They're being called also. So I wanted to bring attention to everybody, to let everybody know out there in the public that we hear you. We know what's going on. It just does take time. This isn't NCIS or SVU. We don't have 47 minutes in a time show to get these things solved. They take time. And I can't, again, thank my department enough. They have worked tirelessly hours. This past 3 weeks alone, they have put in over 200 man hours alone, besides their regular day-to-day duties of doing their job. They're tired, but they keep going. And I can't be more proud of my department right now than I am after what happened today. And again, we still have a lot more investigations to do. And I'm going to turn it over to Tony Matalevich, our district attorney, if he has anything he wants to comment on. Our mayor, Josh Brocious, if he has anything to comment on. And then if anybody has any questions, I'll take a few questions that I can't answer.
I'd like to thank Chief Hare, the Sunbury Police Department, the agencies he mentioned, the Northumberland County Sheriff Wolf, my staff personally. The crime is on the rise here. The police are doing everything they can. The VA's office obviously is doing everything we can, but we can't prosecute people unless they are investigated, they are arrested and charged, arrested, and brought into court. And that's what Chief Hare has instituted here. And he took a collaborative approach. He brought in the U.S. Marshals, several police departments, sheriff's office, everybody that could help. We all need to get on the same page, and we all need to stop this stuff. People don't want to see crimes like this. Violent crimes have been on the rise in this county. I got in 6 years ago. The case was up 150%. We have the same staff, the same or less money, and we're expected to do the same job. Everybody is working themselves to the bone. I can assure you that. The police departments are, and the district attorney's office is, and we're doing everything we can to keep up. Like Chief Hare said, we have to prioritize cases. These are violent crimes. Everyone who listed here is involved in a violent crime. They are top priority. And I'd like to thank Chief Hare for putting boots on the ground and bringing several organizations together in order to collect these individuals so we can bring them to justice and prosecute them. And that is exactly what we will do. Thank you. Thank you, Chief Hare.
Thank you. Mayor?
Thank you all for coming. Like I said, big thank you to Chief Hare, the police department, and all of the law enforcement agencies that were involved in this team effort to bring and find what is going on with these violent crimes, as I stated. Myself, I know council, they all support the efforts that's been going on here. They have our fullest support. They use any resources needed to prevent these crimes and also capture the criminals that are doing these crimes. And I know, not just speaking for the police department, it's a team effort to make this happen. And they do have our fullest support, and it's not going to be tolerated in Sunbury and all of the other local agencies that are working together. If you come here, you're going to get caught. Like I said, there's investigations that are going. It's just a matter of time until they do catch you. So thank you for the police department, Sunbury, and everyone else involved in this process to make this area safer, and thank you to you all. Thank you.
You good? Wow, nothing? Okay. So, like again, I just wanted to bring that attention to the public, and I think the best way to get it is through the media so they understand. Because I know there's been a lot of questions from the media over the past several months about what's going on to the former administrators from last year, to our new mayor here and our former mayor. There's been a lot of questions. We just haven't been able to get a lot of those answers out until now. So, and again, we're still working. We're working hard. We're going to continue to work hard to make the streets safer in the valley here, not only in the city here, but across the valley. And again, my department, my guys and gal have been working their tails off. They are a superb bunch, and our surrounding departments in the area have been fantastic with helping us out. A lot of people don't understand that when we're tied up on major incidents like this, a lot of those departments are picking our slack up to help us with other incidents or calls that we can't get to right away. So again, I can't thank our neighboring agencies enough and the work that my department has done to try to make everything better. So does anybody have any quick questions?
not sure if you could answer this, but is there any indication as to why the crime has increased exponentially? Do we think it's attributed at all to shutdowns, COVID, or what?
I can't answer. I have no idea why these crimes are happening like they are. Again, some of them are related. Some of it's just there's beef between people, and it keeps escalating, and that's what's happening right now. I don't think it has anything to do with COVID or anything like that. I think it's just it's coming. It's here. I mean, a lot of the larger cities you see it. It's coming to our smaller rural communities. So it's our time in the barrel, and we're trying to fix things and try to make it better. So.
Are these city residents, or are they people from out of town?
A lot of them are actually people that have moved here from out of larger cities. They're transplants. I'll say they're not true city residents, so they're in and out. They're from the larger cities. That's what we're finding.
Do you find that there are drugs involved?
Some of them are drug involved. Some of them are again have to do with drugs. Some of them have to again just do with bad blood between people. I mean, that's what it is.
What would you say to anybody who might have information about any of the people listed here that are kind of hesitant or afraid to come forward?
Again, we make everybody anonymous if you don't want your name out there for stuff. If you know where somebody's at, or if you're the bad guy right now that's out there with a warrant, turn yourself in. That's the best thing I can tell you to do. You'll be treated fair with respect here. We're going to make sure you have your due process in the court system, but your best to turn yourself in. Or if somebody knows where somebody's at, you can always call our comm center. That's the best way to get a hold of us, to leave us information where we can maybe find some of these people. But I think we'll eventually have everybody rounded up, and then we'll go from there. I know currently we're still conducting search warrants as we speak. They're out there conducting several search warrants on properties and vehicles. So we're still out there, boots on the ground, and so that's what we're doing right now. Is that it? All right. I want to thank everybody for coming. Thank you.